What if I told you there's a board game out there designed to completely flip how you think about money? Today, we're diving into Cashflow 101, a game created to teach you the secrets of financial freedom, one roll of the dice at a time.
Yeah, does this look familiar? That feeling of working so hard, paying all the bills, but just never really getting ahead? It's a super common struggle, and it's the exact problem this game was built to tackle. In fact, it gives this feeling a name you won't forget. And that name is the rat race. This is the number one concept we have to get our heads around because according to this game, it's where most of us are stuck, and we might not even know it. So what is it, really? Well, the game defines the rat race as this endless loop. You go to your job, you earn a paycheck, and then that money goes right back out the door to cover your mortgage, your car payment, all your expenses. There's almost nothing left over to actually build wealth. So you have to keep running on that wheel just to stay in the exact same place. And the game board makes this so clear. On one side, you've got the stressed out rat, just constantly running. On the other, you've got the cool, relaxed, wealthy rat who's figured it all out. This is the whole journey of the game, getting from that stressful inner loop of the board to the outer fast track. Okay, so if the rat race is the big problem, how do you actually learn to escape it? Well, that's where the game comes in. Think of it as a risk-free simulator for your entire financial life. And this isn't just some random game. It was created back in 1996 by Robert Kiyosaki, and get this, the instruction manual for this very game is what eventually evolved into his massive international bestseller, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So yeah, the huge ideas that reached millions, they started right here. The game has a very clear mission. It wants to teach you financial literacy, show you how to build assets that make money for you, and let you practice escaping that rat race with play money so you don't have to risk a dime of your own cash while you're learning. You see, the board is literally split into two parts. You start in the rat race, that inner circle that represents the day-to-day grind. The whole goal is to get to the fast track, that outer circle, which the game calls the place where the rich play the game of money. Okay, so how do you actually win? How do you make that jump from the inner track to the freedom of the outer track? The whole strategy is actually way simpler than you might think. The entire game, the whole strategy, it all comes down to one really powerful central objective. And it's not about what you'd expect, like just getting a higher salary or a better job. Here it is. This is the single most important rule in the game. Your goal is to build up passive income. That's money you get from your assets, not from your job, until it's more than your total monthly expenses. The moment that happens, you're no longer dependent on your paycheck. That's it. That's freedom. So you can break it down into 3 simple steps. First, you use whatever money you can to buy assets that generate cash every month. Second, you just keep doing that until the income from all those assets is enough to cover all your bills. And third, once you hit that magic number, boom, you've done it. You physically move your little rat token from the rat race to the fast track. Now, to actually pull this off, the game forces you to learn and use a few fundamental financial ideas. It all starts with really understanding the difference between things that make you rich and things that just keep you poor. First up, the asset. The game has this brilliantly simple definition. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. Not something that might be valuable someday, but something that is generating cold, hard cash flow for you right now, like a rental property or a business. And that's totally different from liabilities, which are things that take money out of your pocket. The game teaches that the rich spend their lives acquiring assets, while a lot of other people accidentally pile up liabilities they think are assets, like a fancy car or even the mortgage on their own house, which just drain cash every month. But beyond the big liabilities, the game has this special category for a really common financial trap that can just sink your progress. They call them doodads. Whenever you land on a doodad's space, you're forced to make an impulse buy. A new boat, a fancy gadget, a designer watch. These cards are perfect because they show how all those little unnecessary expenses can add up and drain away the exact cash you need to be buying those income-producing assets. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a bit simplified, right? Well, this is the really clever part. While you're playing, you're actually filling out a personal financial statement. The game's terms, like passive income, are direct stand-ins for real accounting terms like net profit or positive cash flow. You're learning the actual language of money without even realizing it. The impact of this simple board game went way, way beyond the living room table. It really did spark a global movement.
I mean, the journey is just remarkable. It's created in '96. A year later, its instruction booklet becomes an international bestseller. Then players all over the world start forming their own cash flow clubs just to get together and play. It even got so big that there were national competitions, like one in Singapore with 500 people playing. Oh, and check this out. This is a really cool part of the game that shows the power of escaping the rat race. The moment your passive income passes your expenses, the game rewards you with a huge cash infusion, 100 times your monthly passive income. It's the game's way of saying, okay, you've proved you get it. You have the financial intelligence. Now go play in the big leagues. This quote from the game itself really sums up the entire philosophy. It's not about luck. It's about practice. The repetition of analyzing deals, of filling out your financial statement over and over, it's meant to build that rich mindset that you can take with you into the real world. So ultimately, whether you win or lose a single round of Cashflow 101, that's not really the point. The real goal is to walk away from the table seeing the world and your own money in a completely new way. To stop thinking just about earning more and start thinking about owning more assets that work for you. And so that leaves us with the same question the game asks its players. It suggests that financial genius isn't something you're just born with, but something that can be awakened through practice and a new way of thinking. So the real question is, are you ready to play?